You, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Shit, another day, another paradise.
Another finished week or beginning, depending on your
Yeah,
belief, I guess. However, that's
right.
going to work out.
Yeah. How was your
Ah,
week? How was your weekend?
good, man. Really good. Before we get too far into this,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
read.
yeah.
I spent a lot of time on it, so we're trying to
Okay.
sound all official, So
Yeah,
I'm gonna until we change it. I'm gonna
I
go. We'll
got you.
go with this intro. Welcome to another Foodie show, our weekly Sunday show live here on the Dude Network. Your weekly dose of all things food, cooking, and wherever the madness takes us. You know how it is around here.
Yeah.
This show, as you know, is a time where we talk to our favorite creators and foodies or, chefs, whatever. And of course, I'm your host, John Z, hailing out of the West. And as always, I'm joined, I believe it's my right, your left, or maybe it's both of our rights or both of our lefts, however it works out here. Our friend and compadre, the smoker fried South Kakalaki Samurai, miner of choice for Carolina Gold. TDN's own master of production, the segment soothsayer, straight out of the A43, Damon,
What's up,
Back
man?
Porch Barbecue.
Man,
What's up?
that thing gets better and better every week.
Man, it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Hey, also, folks, if you miss Friday's Dudes After Dark, you can catch all of our podcasts anywhere you get your Dude Network. Don't forget Spotify has they just started their video podcast. So
Yeah,
if you
it's huge.
that's a big podcasting network. So if you like the video side, you can now get your TDN fix there. And
That's right.
speaking of fix, here on TDN, when we're thirsty, we get our fix with garage beer flavored
Absolutely.
beer. They also have
Always.
the lime. Um,
Yep.
it's just a classic light beer, but it's drinkable. It's refreshing. Can't wait till we can get that out on the West Coast for everybody. And now
It's coming, man.
down
It's coming.
to the bowl of pudding we showed up for. Tonight's guest it might be a little bit of a different throw thing for everybody around here, but it's important that we do this, in my
That's right.
humble opinion, because we're foodies here on the Dude Network, and there's a lot of stuff that we've done that's kind of cool or whatever we like, and we want to get to know each other a little bit, kind of show off our buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we decided to bring on the Baron of bargain shopping, the $10 meal master, the prince of the poors, the poor people's champ,
Mm.
more dude than Jeff Bridges,
Uh-uh.
Tony the Dude Lane, prince of the
Let's
poors.
go.
I had it under control till Jeff Bridges. Well done.
I had to
How's it
throw in the
going,
dude in
fellas?
there.
Good evening. Good evening.
What's
Good
up,
evening.
man?
What's up, buddy?
Happy to be here.
Get up here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some
absolutely.
cool. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. But first, how's your week been? What's up, everybody in the comments? Sorry, real quick. What's up, everybody in the comments? I see Robert, Owen. What's up?
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, folks. How's your
Yeah.
week, Tony?
The week was crazy. It was short. Weekend very productive. Super hot week. We are in the middle of a drought, so we've been gardening our butts off, and it's been making the starting of the gardening really hard this year. So and you don't want to water your stuff with tap water, but we're doing a lot of water transfers right now. Like just trying to keep stuff wet until we get some rain. But yeah, it's been productive, really productive. A lot of cooking as well, as always. What about
There
you
you
guys?
Awesome. We're gonna get into both of those topics with you, actually. So,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
been great. I've had a nice weekend too. I got a bunch of stuff done yesterday that I wanted to. Went to my granddaughter's birthday, and today smoked beef ribs and made some pasta.
Oh
yeah.
man, did
Yeah,
you
you actually made homemade pasta, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
um,
Nice.
How'd the ribs turn out?
They're chilling right now.
Oh, I'm excited to see.
I mean, they're friction, so
They looked
Oh,
money. I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
yeah,
This is
you ain't got
second
no
rack.
worries
You
there.
got them dialed in now. You got them dialed in. I like how square them things are. Like they are. Like they don't
it
need to do a lot of
it's
work
like,
on them things.
well, I went like, cause there was one part of it that kind of looked fatty, and I was like, ah, maybe I'll take that down a little bit. But then when I got down, I was like, nothing. I was like, no, I'm leaving that. That's staying
Yeah.
right there.
They're the only ribs I can find that compare to what Marco Woodfire Whiskey. When he puts up dino ribs, him are like 3 inches deep, man. Like
Yeah, real thick.
he's got the thickest damn back ribs ever.
Plate ribs.
What's up, Robert Race?
Yep.
He's like,
Tony's on tonight, boys.
yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
wild. I was a little nervous, but yeah,
What are you
I mean,
nervous about?
it's just on the opposite end of things. Like it's a little yeah. But I am
Like,
excited though,
like
because
if you're, go ahead.
I was trying to figure out how to promote it. You know, I was like, man, I don't want to promote myself. Like, I don't be, you know how I am about that stuff. Like, you know, I
Right.
don't like. I'm a more pass it on to my boys type thing. Not a big accolades guy. But no, I was like, you know what? It's gonna be fun to sit there and have. Like, I'm sure there's questions about the Dude Network and like how it's all started. Has never really done a show of like, and I can't really be like, hey, today I'm just going to go on a monologue of why I started the Dude Network. So it's cool to be able to share like the who's, the what's, the whys, and like in a structured format that where it might make it even more real and relatable.
Ooh, nice drop. Nice drop.
Mhm.
Well, let's
Merch
get it
coming.
started then. I feel like either one of us, me or Damon, asking the questions, we'd want to know where did it all start. Let's start
That's
at the
right.
beginning all the way to here we are on the Dude Network.
Yeah, I'll try to keep this. I'll try to keep these compact as possible so you can.
We booked you for the whole hour, buddy. We
So-
booked you for the whole hour. So
I mean, they got like typical COVID story, you know, like bored. Alyssa was killing it. You know, Alyssa was with TikTok when it was like Musically and Vine.
Mhm.
You know, she went through 3 mergers to get to TikTok. You know, and when I started watching TikToks, it was she already had like 20,000 followers. I thought that was pretty cool. And then after we were just kind of stuck together, I started to get the FOMO. You know, I started like oh stupid TikTok to like it'd be kind of cool to do something. And I found some accounts like where they were like funny couples. I'm like, man, like we're a funny couple. Like I want to capture funny stuff, and you know, and you just try stuff, and then it was at Night Train Lane, Johnsy, as you know, and then I eventually just figured out like, man, I'm like, I want to cook. And I was like, man, I'm hungover. I made everything but beer, everything but bread as a hangover bread. And like that video did really well. For me, it was like 30,000 views. And I was like, man, I had a food blog once. I hated typing. Even though I went to school for journalism. So
Yeah.
and that was part of the degree. That wasn't the purpose. It was just a bundle package.
awesome
But,
college investment, folks.
Yeah, I went to school for radio. Journalism was a necessary requirement.
We're getting into that. Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
And then so I started cooking, and then it was like dude food. And then I remember right before I went to the Hall of Fame as part of the Peyton Manning induction, when he joined the Hall of Fame and Troy Polamalu, I got to cover that as the Dude Network. And by that time, I changed right before I did that.
Right.
And it's like I just love the name. My dad, it was either Anth or Hey Dude. Dad always called me Hey Dude. So like the word dude has been my life, and my dad's like old school farmer dude. Like, you know, like I don't know, for some reason that was the slang of choice for him was dude. So dude was like always like a present in my life. So that's probably why the Dude Network became the Dude Network. It was just I don't know, like, hey dude.
You were like subliminally brainwashed your whole life to come up with that name.
But dude goes with everything. It was like
Yeah.
dude, like dude drinks, dude
That's
fest,
right.
dude
Yeah,
this,
absolutely.
dude destinations. Like I realized it went with everything. So I was like, all right, Dude Network, because I want to own my own network. I want to appeal to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So how now you do a lot of cooking on there too, but that's not all you're a big sports guy.
Right.
And that's kind of where this started. Tell us about the like how that's been. Like I remember being live with you one time doing some I believe basketball
Yeah.
broadcasting.
Well, I
So,
went
you
to
know,
school.
you went real quick, you went to school for radio and all that. Now we're
Yeah.
at podcasting. Let's get into that a little bit.
Well, sports, like some kids grow up wanting to be like an astronaut. Some kids want to grow up being like a cop or a lawyer or a dentist. I wanted to grow up to be an ESPN sports broadcaster. Like that was
Let's
the
go.
There
Yeah.
you
that
go.
was like honestly, I was a sports nerd. I like my family was always impressed about how they could name off anybody, and I could be like, "Oh yeah, I went 2 for 5 last night." Like yeah, like in a baseball game. Like I watched Sports Center like 5 times every day. I memorized scores, who did what, like who had the good games. Like I was total nerd because like wasn't a lot to do, and yeah, I guess where I'm from, like so I just but we finally got TV when I was like old enough to really understand sports, and then I just dove into it, and so I've always had that attachment to sports. I've been a creature of like a lot of activities, and sports is one of them. Like I have a wild brain. Like one day I want to collect cards, one day I want to drink bourbon, one day I want to do vodka, one day I want to
Nope.
learn how to make a coffee table. One day I want to learn how to
Yeah.
oh let's I want to learn how to smoke barbecue meat. That sounds cool. Like, oh, I want to learn how to break bread. Oh, like
That's,
I mean, that's my brain. Like it's
there
like
you
when
go.
you guys make fun, we say, "Hey, squirrel." Like that's a real thing with me.
Yeah, that's why like I said it I didn't I said the madness this week, but last week in the intro I said wherever the ADHD takes us because that's a very real struggle for me.
Absolutely.
But it's also, you know, why I do so many cool things, I guess.
Yeah.
Plus for the experience, you know.
Right.
Uh so how do you 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 we if you guys have watched the show, we had the Mrs. Dudette after on Dudes After Dark and talked about them content creating. We touched on this, but how do you guys do that as parents? Like how do you guys separate that time and make that all work and cook dinner and go to work and
I'm not gonna lie. Without Alyssa, there's no Dude Network. Like, there's no way. And Alyssa doesn't get enough credit. My wife's name's Alyssa because she's the one that had the flourishing social media outlet. She had like 20,000 followers on TikTok when I started. Now she's up to like 50, 60. I don't even know. It's a lot. She's pretty big on TikTok, and she's had multiples just bangers. But she's the one now that sees that the Dude Network could go somewhere. So she's the one that kind of sacrifices and has made sacrifices more so than me. She can't, like on Friday night shows, like if the kids ain't down, like she can't go do her things until the kids go down because she knows I can't be like I'm working on Friday nights. So
yeah.
at, like it's a massive balance act. You guys all know whenever we're not doing this show and I'm like with my family, like I'm not really available.
That's right.
Like
As
texting,
it
like
should be.
Yeah.
like I mean, I love talking to my boys whenever I can, but like I also give as much what free time I do get. It's important to me to not miss my kids that are the ages of 3 and 4. Very critical time, the fun
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
want to have fun with them. And then, but I still want to be like reciprocate the sacrifices Alyssa's make. So it's a lot of work. It's sometimes it's the anxiety of the day is trying to figure out.
Hey, no doubt.
I mean,
No
yeah,
doubt right there.
we embrace the word anxiety on the Dude Network. Like
It's a real thing.
it's a real thing, and it's a real struggle for everybody. We all have our anxieties. So
Mhm.
like anxiety, I don't want it to be like a bad word here. I want it to be like anxiety, we all have it. But what is yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is your escape from it? How do you handle your anxiety? Accept the anxiety. Like, hey, this gives me anxiety. That's okay. Embrace it. How do we get around it?
Dude,
Like
Yeah.
that's
it's what I've done lately with my ADHD and just like instead of like trying to force it away to be whatever normal or whatever you want to put that as. I don't really care about being normal. Never have been. Eh, I'm never gonna be. So, but like learning to like, oh, this is who I am. This is how my brain works. Like, use that. And like, it's squirrely. I'm like a new deer on newborn calf, still getting used to the legs, But once I nail this down, the production is gonna be sweet because it's already stepped up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damon, what do you got?
So both of you garden, Tony?
Yeah.
Both you and Alyssa garden? Because Robert had a good question. Who has the greener thumb?
Right now, it's proving to be in a landslide, Alyssa.
A landslide. Hey, we're
Dude,
nothing
I've
but
been trying.
honest
This is
here.
the first time I've tried to do tomato seeds from scratch, like start my tomato plants from seed.
Seed, yeah.
And it has been a bitch. And then Alyssa like makes a couple of like, oh, I've noticed that if you mix half this soil with half this soil, and then you give it 3 spritzes of water, it's great. And there's like these beautiful little bushy greens tomato seedlings.
Oh man,
love it.
So yeah, Alyssa, always Alyssa.
There you go.
We have I think we have a video of something.
That's no cooking
actually the
today.
man
I'm going to
himself.
show you how to take a tomato plant we started in the Arrow garden and transplant it into soil. Let's go. I got these San Marzano tomatoes from Roar Seeds, planted them a couple weeks ago. As you can see, they are ready to be moved on to the next step.
Bud.
First, we're going to take this out, and then we're going to have to get this out of the plastic sleeve. We're going to leave it in the puck. We started putting some dirt in a bigger pot. We're going to put them roots in there. But I want to bury as much of this stem as possible because the more that's under dirt, it will turn into a nice, bigger root system. The more roots you have, the more fruit and yield you're going to get. Add some finishing touches. Leave this outside, let it get some sun, and that is how it's done. See you next time.
Come on.
I will say every tomato hack I learned in that video was from scrolling on TikTok.
There you go.
Hey,
the root system trick on the tomato, like that,
Yes.
like everyone's like, oh, I started them. Look how long the necks are. Great. That just means you're going to have a larger root system.
And if you don't plant those low enough, it can get weak right there.
Yeah.
And they'll just kind of won't break. Probably it's a vine. They're viney plants, but it'll be like a side. It's kind of growing one.
Bent over.
Yeah.
I just transplanted the yellow cherry tomato tonight, and it was really big. Like it's like I snipped the first thing of like video I learned last week. First thing of blooms, pick those off. FYI, tomato growers. But yeah, I transplanted it tonight into a bigger pot, like a 10-gallon pot, and like it didn't go in long enough, and the roots were already up top, so I had to build like a mound like on top. I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna work long term, but let's just pray it gets there.
Another thing that works well, especially with tomatoes, is lollipopping. I don't know what they call it really in gardening, but that's like a herb cultivator's term. And you take like the bottom, like depending on how big the plant is when you start, it's like the bottom quarter or third down, all the branches off, and it like supercharges and focuses at the top. Where you want all your fruit farther away from the ground and stuff.
Did that on the same San Marzanos we were just talking about. I got one in the pot that's doing phenomenal, and there's like I was just watched the same video where you take anything that's like any leaves that are even remotely close to the ground. Like you don't want the leaves touching the ground because it could lead to blight in your plant. So you just take them off. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Man, I should do more gardening tip videos.
You know a lot, Johnsy. I think you should, man. And it's a tough year. It's tough times coming up for another 18 months for they start lowering interest rates. So like times are wild.
That's why I started. That's when I don't know. So I had this experiment going. I was fermenting fruit, banana, like 6 ounces of blueberries, a couple of raspberries from the garden, and half or 2/3 of a mango or something like that. Like 2 tablespoons of honey and a little bit of salt to like help with the fermenting. And I vacuum sealed it, and it was like this big, like an airplane pillow. When my dehydrator died in the middle of me trying to dehydrate my honey stuff. So I have to re-up with that. But instead, I juiced a bunch of stuff and poured that in there. And incredible. Plus, now it's full of probiotics.
Yeah.
Grow your own food, people. Experiment, have fun. It's so cool. It's so much fun.
You want the best tasting BLT, grow the L and the T and make the B.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well,
I got
you don't have
the
to make the bacon. Make the bread. Make the bread. Make the bread, the lettuce and tomato, and buy the best local farm bacon you can find, or like Frickson.
Dude, I could do all three. I didn't grow the pig here, but I butchered it myself and make my own bacon, and just bake my own bread. What is that? A straight from yard to table meal? What do they call that?
Yeah,
sure, absolutely is.
Field to table is what they would call it. Field to table. Yeah.
So speaking of cheap meals, the crusader of cheap right here himself.
Yeah, this is where things get wild. Or got wild for me. This is where it all changed.
We mentioned before the $10 meal master. There was one time you were somewhere and you had an idea, and I believe the first one it started with $11, right? The first video you had $11.
I have a
Do we have that, Damon? Do we have that one?
Yes, we do.
$10 and we're going to the grocery store. Let's see what we can find to feed the whole family. Let's go. First stop, let's get our protein.
No, this isn't it. Is it?
This will work. This is Life, $1.49.
Oh yeah, it
8
is.
hamburger buns, the good ones. All right, we got the bread, we got the meat. We're only like at $7, so we got $4 to spend on our sides. Some people will probably kill me for this, but this is literally the cheapest, easiest side you can do. Let's just go with the classic ones, $1.59. We're gonna doctor these up.
Yeah.
Come on, we can't make a dude without them tomatoes. This these Romas are not even $1. All right, let's go see how we did. I think we did all right. $9.94. Guess who's got $1? $9.94. What did I do with the last $1? Arizona green tea, 99 cents. It's a great buy. Steven says so on the can. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about it, man.
So, I'll tell. Dude, this is how random this worked out. So, Alyssa and I actually got in a little spat because I got a little expired on my vaccine, and I went and so we got into it. And when I say got into it, it was like, very, very mild. So I call so I'm over there and I get my vax and all that. And then I talking to Chris over at Branch Barbecue, and he's like, I'm like, man, I'm in a rut, dude. I'm just having a hard time. I was like, I really think that I want to times are going to be tough because I work in the credit union, financial institution industry. And I knew there was a recession coming. And I was like, I know people are going to be struggling. And I was like, man, I got $11. I should just go. I literally said, I should just go film and see what I can buy for $11 and cook it. And he goes, love it. Do it. So after I get done with that, I go over there and I make that video. And so I owe Branch Barbecue actually credit for being on the phone with me when the idea was created. So
shout out, Chris. Shout out.
Branch was with me when the $10 budget meals was created. That's a true story behind the scenes. And it was when I was half. When we were in like I said, a little husband wife tiff that was nothing, but it was funny because my emotions were all over the place. And then I post that video on TikTok. Like every other video, nothing after the first hour. I'm like, all right, figures. And then next thing you know, I open up my phone and it's got 99 plus in notifications, and I'm like, that's more than usual. That's a lot more than usual.
Yeah.
I open it up and I just see you have 100 new followers plus, and I was like,
dang,
oh shit. And I remember I closed my phone another hour. Like I'll go to the home screen. And, like when you get on the home screen of TikTok, it's got that little red bar. And then it pops up and it says, you have 325. I'll never forget that number. You have 325 new followers in like an hour. And I was like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
Like I've had stuff go viral before. Like I've had a lot of viral videos, but I never got a lot of followers off of it.
Yes.
Right.
And Nombre was blessed with several of these videos as well. And I've even told him, and I told a lot of people, I was like, I've had a lot of views. I get a lot of views, but I've never had that video that leads to followers. And like Nombre is always like, it'll happen. Well, that was the one that happened. So like, that was the one that popped on Instagram. Like got like 1 million views on the first 1 million view video on Instagram. It went from like 5,000 up to like 20,000 on Instagram, which is like stupid. Like it's dumb. Like that don't happen. And man, and it's just like it was the one video and it was that one, which is the worst produced one. Looking back on it, like God, it was so poorly edited. But that was the one that was, and that kind of kicked the whole real and relatable kick, because I realized that's what made everything click in my brain. People are doing all this fancy barbecue, but it's like briskets, pork. It's like, man, but who's got that brisket money right now? Hell, people are struggling to pay their electric bill. Christ, people need help how to save money so they can pay their electric bill.
That's right.
And this is what it has led to.
Casserole, something that'll last for a few days. You know the drill, $10. Let's see what we can do.
Don't look at these are pre-seasoned, but for $3 we can't go wrong. Get 2 bags of these. $2.70 for some reason, cream and mushroom, 70 cents cheaper. That'll work. And lastly, sharp cheddar, $2.59.
I'm dead serious. I think we hit this $10 on the spot.
10.20.
Oh no, I was wrong. I was actually right on the money. Charged me 10 cents too much for each bag of vegetables. Got my 20 cents back. $10 out the door. Let's go. Let's show you how we make it.
Okay. True story, confession time. I did not get my 20 cents back because I didn't want to prove a point, but I did go back and verified the price.
Yeah.
And it was because I filmed the price. I didn't need to go back because I was filming the price and I had my receipt, and the price on the freezer door was 10 cents cheaper than what it was in my receipt. And the next time I went in there, I said, yo, bro, just let you know. It's like, your shit's messed up in your freezer section by 10 cents. Because at this point, I'd gotten millions of views, so I had a little bit of flex at the local grocery. I was like, yo, fix your shit, dude. They're like, get out of here.
Right. People are watching this.
Yeah.
I don't film for liars.
Right.
But no, like that was, there's been some fails, though, too. There's been a couple fails. But no, I love it. I haven't done a whole lot of them lately, but they've been so fun, man. I love the challenge. I love grocery shopping. Like it's not
same. Nope, not at all. I'll spend hours in there strolling through the things.
I would be a good European in the sense of going to get my daily meal at the local market.
I could be that guy.
Yeah,
if I had a less demanding job, for sure.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, if there was like Alyssa's farmer's market every day,
on the way home, I'm grabbing fresh every day. That's what we're having for dinner.
And cheaper.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yes.
Yeah. And heck, if you grab it every day, you ain't got to worry about it going bad in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
I forget about it, and the next thing I know, we got these asparagus in there. I grab them, I'm like, God dog it, I forgot about them.
It's so nasty when they get like that.
Well,
any vegetable, and the smell is horrendous. So
they're still wrapped in plastic. So
the stuff at the farmer's market actually doesn't keep as long because it doesn't have all the preservatives and stuff like that, the wax and stuff like that sprayed on them. So
it's just so they stay good.
Case in point, I have one bag of store-bought carrots that have been in my fridge for 3-4 weeks, still strong.
Solid, yeah.
Bought a whole bundle of fresh ones right out of the garden, a week, soft and ting, like you can bend them over and make the tips touch the top. You know, so it's
All right, hey, so walk us through the mad scientist of your brain when you're walking through. I mean, I know you're just grabbing whatever's on sale, the cheap deals for that, but then there comes a point where you go for like, you either go for the protein first or whatever. You're like, okay, boom. Now you have this. Now I got to put together a meal. So, is there like items you look for? Is it just straight Russian or, roulette, roll of the table, dice, whatever?
I know that you can get reduced items regularly in 2 departments, meat and baked.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I need to know what the rest of my budget is, but the main everything is the protein.
Right.
So the protein's the first thing in all my videos, but whenever I go shopping, the first thing I get is the protein. And then I know, because every once in a while you'll get lucky, you'll get a killer protein for like $2.99.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, I can spend a little bit more on fresh veggies. Or if nothing's on sale and you have to settle for like a $5.50, $6 item, okay, now I got to go to like frozen veggies. Now I have to go to cream of this, or like I need $1 bread or something like that. So if I can get a killer bread, like on that video there, I got pork and like 8 pork chop buns, like that's what pork sandwich buns, hamburger buns, whatever you want to call them. I knew I could cut that loin and make sandwiches with it. And then I kind of know, then I got like, all right, I got $5 for my side dish. And that could be like a bag of rice and can of Rotel. That could be like a couple fresh Romas. That could be, it could be a lot of stuff. But if I know if I got $7 in my protein and like one other item, I know I need to go with like bag of dry beans, bag of dry rice, or something that's under like $1.50, which is a tough item to find. But there is stuff out there, and that's the main reason of doing what I do. That I wanted to do is like, I'm gonna, because I found out a lot of people just didn't know how to make dried beans. Like everyone's doing like crazy cooks, like everyone just goes to level 120, and I realized everyone felt like they were like too good to do like the basic shit. So I was like, well, man, I'm just gonna show, because I admitted at the time I did not know how to make dry beans like at all. I've never had to do it, because I never.
Me either. Yeah.
But now I know how to do it, man. Like we're eating dry beans on the regular, but like, but yeah, I mean, that's, I found out that everyone wanted to do the high end stuff, but nobody's willing to bear the cross to do the low end, easy 101 stuff. So that's why I was like, so I even did like a video of like, hey, here's how you do dry beans. Like there was like 2 people that were like, thank you, I didn't know. And that was enough. I know it didn't perform well, but I was like, man, 2 people now know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's part of the reason I made my own pasta. It's like, I mean, I ordered some flour from Italy, right? So it wasn't that expensive, but so it's not like $10 cheap meal budgets, but I wanted some authentic pasta.
Right.
And, but dude, I'm telling you, it's not, I like, it may look fancy and all this stuff, whatever, but I'm doing it because I'm sick of buying box pastas. And if you try and get anything more upscale, I'll have to go to one of your credit unions and try and get a loan. I mean,
for sure.
And real quick, because we're talking about cheap meals and this and that, and discounted proteins. Robert needs more emphasis on Best By dates.
It's merely a suggestion.
Listen to me. Yeah, exactly. That is a requirement that they have to do for whatever FDA, food safe, whatever. Like your nose will never steer you wrong. If it smells fine, it's good. Put it this way. I bought 2 beef. It was 2 plates of beef ribs, 2 4-bone beef ribs, right? One I cooked it was like Father's Day last year or something. And then I forgot to freeze the other one, and I was like, oh crap, that's been in there. And by the time I realized it had been in my fridge sealed for like 47 days.
Oosh.
And when I opened it, it smelled funky, but not like, oh no. It was like, whoa, what is that? And I'm like, because essentially what I did is wet age it. Wet aging does nothing for flavor. It'll only make things tender, but it'll make it smell freaking a little weird. But yeah.
Did you still cook it?
Bro, they were one of the best beef ribs I've made.
Nice.
Yeah, there was. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I want to highlight a comment here. I like this.
Yeah.
I like BT Lee's over on Twitch. It is my understanding that the FDA is doing away with Best Buy dates to limit food waste, just like the rest of the world. Well,
very interesting. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, just like maybe we'll eliminate red dye number 2 next.
Yeah, one can only.
Nah.
Who's making coot wings? Who's cooking coot wings?
Hey, he said up here, he's like, those wings were coot. Those wings you made. Hey, thank you, Styles World. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Who cooked?
Must have been those adobo wings. Those adobo wings were out of this world.
From a coot.
No. That's a nickname.
No, I just think that's like a slang thing. Regional slang. Regional.
Do you guys know do you guys have coots out there? They're little black like ducks. They're waterfowl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they have like weird leaf looking feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't shoot them out here though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can shoot 25 a day out here.
Yeah, they're protected over in this, and we hate them. They're diver ducks, little diver ducks.
Yeah, protective for what?
I don't know, but you know it's a federally regulated bird.
I know exactly what it means. You cannot shoot something. Yeah. I know very much what that means.
Yeah, over here that is a no.
Yeah.
Look, I've pushed the line with cops several times in my life. Like said, what have I done wrong? What crime you suspect me of having committed? Blah 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 blah. Game wardens? No, dude, I don't. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yep. No, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, here's my license. Here's my, my hunting.
Here's everything you want.
Here's my bow or my rifle or whatever, because I don't want to lose the privilege.
Well,
and they're the gatekeepers.
I don't know how that works out in California, but in Ohio, the game warden has more rights than any law enforcement. They can go into your house and take your shit without a search warrant.
Yeah.
Like if you give one the bird, they will follow you home and they will take your shit and say, like, I thought he was trespassing. Like,
yeah, I just really don't mess with them.
They don't like, hey, you got a warrant? Don't need one. Game warden.
Well, here's the other thing is like cops, people could be armed or whatever. Like during hunting season, everybody they approach is armed.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm cool. I'll stick. Yeah, I'll be mouthy where it sticks to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, game wardens, you just don't play that. You just don't play that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
So Tony, why did you stick with $10? Why not a different dollar amount?
I think 10.
Good question. Yeah,
that is a good question, man. Honestly, I had 11, and I like round numbers, so it was either 5, 10, or 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like zeros or fives at the end of my numbers.
Right.
Yes.
And 15, I just thought 10 was. Everybody come up with a roll of quarters because I really thought like $10. Like I want to take a roll of quarters and like I found a roll of quarters. Let's buy something.
True.
But I decided not to go that route. But I think that's ultimately like a $10 roll of quarters, man. If you can go find $10 and change in your house, I can show you what to do. $5, it just don't work in the like. If I could do 5, I would. But
for
5,
real,
like
yeah.
I mean, I haven't even. I think the cheapest meal. Because I also wanted to do like a complete meal. Like I could go like buy like one item. Like I could go buy a $3 pack of chicken legs. Like, all right, kids, we're eating chicken legs tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Or I could go buy like chicken legs and a bag of rice for like $5. They're like, I could. But man, like you're so limited. Like how many times are you gonna do chicken legs and rice? So $10 lets you get what's on sale, work the thing, like, and then if you can't, and I don't know. But other people are like, man,
that's just a badass bar, like just a trail map, man. If you can do 15, do $15 meals. I think you did do one. Was it Valentine's or Mother's Day, or and you did 25 or
something like that,
or 20 or something,
20 or 25.
Yeah. You're like, we gotta step it up since it's I can't remember if it was Mother's Day or Valentine's or what it was. But
it was Valentine's Day, and I called her mom. That was when I called her mom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who, by the way, her mom is in Taste of Home magazine, and
for a long time.
She had a real tough battle with COVID, and we almost lost her, and thank God she pulled through. And but she was the reason probably the main reason. She's the reason I started doing the food blog. Originally, it even got me into foodie mindset. Like, man, I'm a foodie. It's because I thought when me and Alyssa were dating, I just thought it was the coolest thing that she was published in magazines for her recipes.
For food, yeah, straight up.
I was like, man.
I nerded out when I found out.
Oh man, I wish she would make videos. Shout out Kim, make your videos. We keep telling her, like, people would love you. Like,
yeah, she'd probably.
You're Mimi. Mimi's Kitchen. We're gonna rebrand her to Mimi's Kitchen.
Boom,
there it is. Yeah.
You heard it.
You know how many like hundreds of people are filming their nonas and stuff make pasta in Italy, and it's like there's like actual hashtags for like nonas making pasta, Italian grandma recipes.
Nona, man, Nona is a legend.
Yeah, it's out of control. It's like there's a market for everything because this is where people get their entertainment now.
I want to do a couple videos with Alyssa's grandma. Because she makes the best cakes, pies. Like, she makes her cakes with, like, her cake mix with 7-Up. Like, not water, 7-Up. Like, she's, like her cakes are, like, the moistest. Like, they would have mold in 2 days if you didn't eat them because there's so much moisture in her cakes. Like
you're saying they're really moist?
Yeah. Super moist.
I just wanted to piss all those moist people off.
Moist.
So I saw an opportunity. I didn't mean to get you off your
No. You didn't mean to bring up Alyssa's grandma and moist in the same context. I get it.
Definitely did not. Love you, Alyssa. Definitely did not.
Hey, Alyssa, you won't believe what Johnsy said about
I heard
it. He said she's moist.
Her cakes. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Man. So you did a video with her mom though.
Mm-hmm.
The
hillbilly hot dog.
Hot dog, hillbilly. I was gonna say the hobo hot dog, and I knew that wasn't right.
No, but I am going to be making hobo pies soon. Newsflash.
Hobo pie.
I have a hobo pie maker. You guys know what those are?
Nope.
Oh man, I know this. I need to do an Amazon link when I do this because there's every chance it's going viral. It's a cast iron thing where it's got a clamp where you pin it and you flip it down, then you take it's like 2 hot dog sticks combined that are hinged, but there's cast iron plates in the bottom. They can put a thing of bread in the bottom and the top. Out here we call them hobo. Out here we call them hobo pie makers.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing some hobo pie sandwiches where I'm going to do not just
money.
It's literally 2 pieces of bread and pie filling is a hobo pie.
Excellent.
So I'm thinking like pizza sandwiches, Italian sandwiches, because it's open fire cooking, but it's also poor people stuff.
So also,
very transportable piece of cooking equipment you can buy for $20, and it's cast iron.
Nice. Yeah, I've almost bought one like 4 times recently.
Dude, you gotta get one, man. You can make. You talk about like pressed paninis, man.
You have no idea how much stuff I've bought recently.
This one's like a fishing. You just put it over in your fishing rod holder corner, like it goes right with the fishing rods.
Look, it's at the point where the only thing I haven't gotten is another grill. That's about it.
Yeah.
Dude, one thing I did want to talk about is I recently bought Mastering the Art of French Cooking. the double volume set from Julia Childs.
The Julia Child?
Yeah.
I just finished watching Julie and Julia for the third time the other night.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen that in forever. But
Amy Roberts crushed that.
There's a really cool chef on YouTube that did it's called Chef and Julia series, and he does ones with other chefs too. And I was like, man, you know what? I've looked at those books before. I think I'm going to get them. Now I know you are also a big cookbook dude.
Yeah, it's bad.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Some of the stuff that you've ran into. Yes, BT Lee knows. BT Lee knows. I guess there's a free shout out for. I like him. He's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, let's get him on.
Come on the show. Come on the show, Anti-Chef. I'm sure he's watching.
Yeah, he is.
So, hey, so you like older cookbooks too, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Let's get into some of this.
I love the old cooking books because here's the thing about how man, I don't want to go on a big soapbox here, man.
What do you mean, bro? This is your time too.
I'll answer your question.
No, this is your time too. It's your show, only for you. Look,
okay,
your
so
big screen.
I found out, you grow up. You grow up, you eat food, you do the thing. You don't think much about much. But when I started buying items that get under the $10 or less, I started to realize that I was cooking a lot of shit that I made as a kid that I ate.
Mm-hmm.
And after the fourth time, I was like, I knew we didn't have a lot of money. I was very well, I heard, mom and dad arguing about money all the time. You knew it wasn't a lot of it around. If you needed something, you kind of kept it to yourself because you didn't want to burden your mom and dad with having to come up money they didn't have to help you out. At least that's how my mindset was as a kid. And then it just kind of clicked. I was like, damn, we were poor. So this kind of triggered me reaching out to my mom because I knew my mom did a lot of our cooking. She was the wife, my dad was the dairy farmer. Mom made the meals, but mom always told, and I started remembering mom's stories of her childhood. That wasn't the nicest of childhoods, pretty rough, all that. So I started talking to my mom, and me and my mom now have this new bond of her recipes and stuff like that. So then I started digging man, what were recipes like back in the 40s and 50s?
Yeah.
And prior to that. So then I started bringing all that out. And then Alyssa's mom, Kim, she has all these cookbooks. She goes to yard sales and garage sales. And if she finds a cookbook that's got handwritten notes in it, it's coming home with her. Guaranteed.
Let's go.
And when I was up there, she's like, hey, I heard you've been interested in all the old food stuff. She goes, here you go. And she pulls out this 3-inch, 4-inch thick 1950s everything about food you need to know recipes illustrated version of the 50s, and it was black and white photos, and it's it is. And I nerded out on the first 10 pages for an hour and a half. And there's 800 pages in this thing. And I'm like, oh, man. So I do want to do a future series of old school recipes. I know there's one guy I know there's one guy that's done it and does really, really good. That's not, I forget who the guy's name is.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff from the 70s and the 50s and 60s. Some weird stuff, right? That guy?
Yeah. But I'm finding out the names, when you do content, you got to stand out in the crowd. So these names shit on a shingle, marketable name. Hillbilly hot dog, marketable name. Hobo pies, marketable name.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm finding out it brings people back to their childhood when you make these things.
Mm-hmm.
We're living in a pretty privileged era as far as food accessibility and availability and things you can go get affordably with the preservatives, transportation, refrigeration, freezers. We can get stuff airplanes, faster ways to transport stuff. But back in the 40s, 50s, you didn't have that. It was very primitive. The power of beef tallow. Johnsy, you and I have talked about this all the time. Beef tallow. My mom sent me her mom's pie, her mom's bread recipe, and it's a big chunk of lard was in her recipes. It was the only bread recipe I've ever seen where it had lard in it. You know, but like, yeah, you go on Pinterest, you look up bread recipes, you look up the top 50 recipes, not one's going to have lard in it.
Nope.
So then it's
Not
like,
one.
well, man, if lard's good, I bet smoked beef tallow would make a killer bread recipe.
Yeah, way better.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'd like to think now that we live in a world with our modern advancements of understanding the art of harvesting beef tallow, rendering fat, like how to. So I'm thinking we can fuse our old school recipes with new school techniques and make cheap, elevated meals, and that's where I'm trying to go forward with this.
That's kind of a good idea.
Ooh, man. Well, that was one of the next questions was what's next with all that? There it is, folks. There it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking we can do some like elevated shit on a shingle.
Yeah, like, you know, well, it's like
shit on shingle on steroids. SOSOS.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
See, there it is. There's that.
But instead of like dried beef, let's cut up some like actual roast beef. Like, let's make our own roast beef. Let's take an eye of the round. Let's slice that bitch up. Let's make some shit on the shingle with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
It's like the one pot meals. We're big fans of one pot meals.
Yep.
Oh, dude. Hey, I did one tonight.
Oh, let's go.
Alyssa ate 2 bowls. Adley ate 2 bowls. Like, everyone smashed this meal.
It's a win. Hey, if you get a toddler to eat,
that's right.
You're winning. You are winning.
It was.
I don't screw Iron Chef and all that. If you can get your toddler to eat your food, you won.
That's right.
Okay, so we have the beef bacon, right? I had 2 slices left for my meal prep for tomorrow. So I had 2 slices of beef bacon. It's $10 a pack. You only need 2 slices of it. I bought 2 pounds of burger yesterday for $9 on sale. Like the get out of here today price, which it wasn't discolored or anything. So I bought it, and I made onion bombs with it and another dish with it. And I still had enough left. Like it was like not even a half pound of it. So I cooked that up with the beef bacon, hit it with like a steak rub. I added 1 can of cream of celery, and 1 can of mixed veggies. And that beef bacon in a cast iron pan, dude.
It's unreal, bro.
Alyssa and I did like 2 slices of rye toast, so I had that spicy rye grain in that toast. And I just did a shit on a shingle with that mix on top of it, man. That was the shit. Was the beef bacon, the burger, the veggies, and the cream of celery. And I am not lying to you. Like, I'm going to have to make it again tomorrow at that event I'm going to because it was so good. It was so easy. It was stupid easy. So easy. It was stupid. But it was probably, Alyssa and I looked at each other like probably one of the best meals we've had in the last several weeks.
Damn, let's go.
And that's all it was. It's literally all it was. Yeah. But that beef bacon, that one ingredient that's a modern thing, took an old classic skillet meal and just elevated it to a level you can't even put into words.
Yes.
And that meal didn't even cost $8 tonight. And we fed all 4 kids. Like all 4 of us ate good. All 4 of us ate good. Because I found the whole loaf of
rye bread on sale, folks.
I found the whole loaf of rye bread for $1.50, and I used like 8 slices of it, and still have 8 slices left, man. Like, so I still got bread for the next day.
Let's go, Damon. What you got?
Man, that's exactly what was the question I was going to ask. What dish he ever threw together that was a winner? He answered that one.
Yeah, but that first one was a winner too. That first one was real good.
Yeah. So, talk about this, Tony.
Yes.
Oh, a dude witch.
The beginning. I believe this is the beginning of us talking about dude witches.
Yeah, dude witches are fun. I need to do more.
Take us through the layers. Because there's a lot going on.
So we have Texas toast on the top and bottom. We have a venison burger with a birria venison burger. That birria spice from St. Pete's. When you mix it into your burger, like it's cooking out like the orange taco grease while you're cooking the burger. It is phenomenal. So it's a good play with birria and burger meat put together. And then that is a butterflied kielbasa sausage on top of that. A slice of tomato, a big honk of lettuce, and some Branchero barbecue sauce as the drizzle. And I believe that is provolone cheese melted over top of the venison burger patty. That is at least a quarter pound. And I ate the whole fucking thing.
And that started a thing because I've had to make a few. There's been more. Everybody that knows me, that watches your stuff, Damon, had to ask me about what was that golden chili fountain? Golden.
We're talking about pictures of my sandwiches. Damon's the sandwich picture king, man.
That was that Carolina that back porch gold drizzle.
Oh, so good.
Oh my gosh. So
yeah, it makes me Jones too, Johnson.
Yeah, whew. So let's talk a little bit about barbecue, man. Like, you're a big foodie guy, but you also love barbecue.
Yeah, I when I started cooking, did not own a smoker on TikTok. I was getting smoke rings on a propane using wood chip boxes and smoke tubes.
Yep.
And that was how I got my first smoke ring. And I wasn't even mad to learn that way because I was like, if I can learn to do it this way, the rest of it should be easier. So then my next purchase was the Oklahoma Joe. Got it on me and my wife's anniversary. Thanks you to her for letting me not knowingly get that for me. And there was a video on that. There was a video.
I love the ones they don't know about. They're the best ones they ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually made a video. I was like, honey, I got you something for our anniversary. Look at this thing. And it was a new smoker.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I was like,
about that.
I was like, it's got 2 grills. Great. So we can fit all kinds of meat on it. I was like, at least they're giving it away. Yeah. How about that?
They gave it to me.
Yeah. So I have learned in 2 years, I have went from not knowing a thing about smoking meat to competing and beating people in the KCBS event.
Yeah, hey, boom! That's a great.
And actually, that was in a year. Yeah. That was in a year. In 11 months of barbecue, my pulled pork out of 25 people got 13th. Like, in 11 months. You know what I mean? Like, at a KCBS event, and that was terrible. It was like one of my worst ones. So, like, I knew I could do it, and I just love the art of it, because art is the only thing in my brain that I can manifest an image and put it on a plate and it looks exactly like it does in my brain. I can't paint, I can't draw,
I feel you.
I can't get computer graphics to look good. I can't do animation, and like I can't do any artwork. I can't do clay sculpturing. I can't do woodworking. I can't do like whittling. I can't go whittle a stick into a Pokemon or anything like that, you know. But I can make a damn good looking taco with all the colors.
All right, do like a little rapid fire. 3 kitchen items you can't live without. Items like utensils, cookware. Not seasonings or food or anything like that.
Spatula, tongs, serving spoon.
Okay. If you were taking only 2 things to cook in, what are you taking with you?
Cast iron, largest cast iron skillet I can find, and my portable griddle.
Okay. 3 outdoor, if you're cooking outdoors or camping or whatever, what's the 3 things you're bringing for sure?
Cast iron, Dutch oven, cast iron skillet, cast iron Dutch oven, and like a Swiss Army knife of kitchen utensils. Wild card. Like I don't need the nicest of stuff. Like that's
that's why I said, what are you taking?
I literally like people have seen me smoke a picanha or cook a picanha suspended over a cast iron on my stovetop with a aluminum foil dome over it. Like,
yeah, that was pretty MacGyver, dude. That was pretty
like
MacGyver,
so. Like,
bro.
I mean, I love a good challenge. So just give me the Swiss Army multi-purpose utensil thing, like the bartenders made, or like whatever that thing is.
All right, so pretend me and Damon are coming over, and you're trying to sell us on being part of the Dude Network. What dinner are you making for us?
Oh man, my grilled veg. Like, it's funny because it's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm doing my picanha, and I'm doing my grilled cast iron grilled veggies. Like, those are my two. Like, I'm gonna blow your socks off. My grilled veggies, for some reason, are the thing that Alyssa and everybody remembers me for.
Are we getting a smoked, grilled, or the cast iron aluminum smoked picanha?
We're going to do a slow smoke up front with a reverse sear on the skewers.
Okay. All right. And
we're going to bring them but we're going to do them we're going to do the skewers on 110 internal on the middle. Then we're going to flatten them on one side, sear them on the other side, bring them to about a good medium 135, and then we're going to hit them with that chimney sauce.
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
What
135, 140 is like my goal.
What kind of drinks can we expect from the dude?
I'm going to make my favorite drink that I have played with and learned is a smoked Old Meyer lemonade Old Meyer lemon old fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah, that's solid. No, I mean it's the one thing I took a sip of and I was like, oh, okay. Now the appetizer, I don't know. Like, you got to have an appetizer, like a fancy, like trendy dish. I would probably go. Man, that's tough.
I'll be devastated if you don't say the one thing I'm thinking of.
I'm probably going to go with something beef bacon. Yeah, I'm going to go with the beef bacon, like onion bombs. Them are pretty solid.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking beef buckets, but close enough.
Yeah. The beef buckets were good, but they need some perfecting yet. They're not done.
Okay.
I'm not. You know how they give you like the fat cap, where it's like 6, it's too much. Like, it's too I need to get like beef bacon may not be the best solution for that problem unless you cut the things in half. But anyway.
That's what
Can we expect a dessert?
Just venting out loud.
I got you. Can we expect a dessert? Oh boy.
We normally don't make it to dessert. We like.
No, I'm asking. This is a show off. You're trying to get us to commit. Remember.
If I had to make anything, I would do like smoked beef tallow chocolate chip cookies.
Well, I'm signing up. The contract.
The smoked beef tallow chocolate chip. Even though I overcooked them the first time I did them, were still solid. Like, they were still solid.
You had me at the picanha and grilled veggies. So
I would make a homemade loaf of cinnamon raisin bread.
Oh man, okay.
Sounds
I'll probably still sign, but yeah.
Sounds he loves that.
I'm just not a weird. Why cinnamon bread's fucking delicious? Why are we putting raisins in it?
Honestly, like, if I knew someone was coming over and they had to have dessert, I would probably make like homemade ice cream.
Yeah.
Solid, nice.
Yeah.
I
would make homemade ice cream with like strawberry preserves in it, like some strawberry homemade ice cream. Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Nice.
Old school churn.
Sounds good. Hey, what's a go-to cook in the Prince of Poor's house? What are we looking at, like weekly, regular type? I mean, we know one pot cheap meals. We know that's a pretty regular. But take us through the process of you open the fridge. It's not a shopping day. You didn't go shopping today. So you just open up the pantry, the kitchen, go through the process of building a dinner. I feel like that's another big part of the whole movement, we'll say the Poor's movement.
Well,
how do they put it together?
It's what will me and Alyssa eat and what will the kids eat?
Sure.
Two different things.
Sure.
So normally I make something for me and Alyssa and something for the kids. And the kids, it's something as easy as like I've learned recently to do ramen noodles, but not with like the packets of seasoning, but some with our healthier seasoning partners that we use with.
Nice.
Like like
okay, actually, yeah, brains are turning now.
Yeah, like Unky's like garlic and herb. He used like no sugars, like no gluten, anything. Not the glutards or anything like that, but like it's got no sugars and salt.
Love it.
Yeah, it's like no sugars, but it's got good flavor too. So like I'll do like the Unky's garlic and herb in their noodles, and they're really good. And if they don't eat them, I'll finish them because they're really delicious. But I would say for me and Alyssa, our go-to is one skillet meals. Like
kielbasa, sprouts, and some stuff.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
That's a go-to for us over here.
Man, it's so random, man. I don't do anything twice. That's the bitch of it. So I would just say like a simple. We do grilled veggies a lot. Like Alyssa and I, especially when our zucchinis and squash start producing out in the garden. Like we'll do like grilled veggies.
Grilled zucchini.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of here.
Oh, dude, like zucchini is so many. In my early, there was like a stretch where I did like so many zucchini recipes.
Yeah, I gotta tread my line with that because I'll get tired of it. Then I won't eat it for a long time, and I like to keep lots of good vegetables like that in regular routine. So Kim and I are constantly switching stuff up, and mostly because I'm a weird texture freak. It's a curse. It sucks.
Yeah.
What's is there one food that you don't like at all? Will not touch it.
What? Anything melons, dude? Like melons.
Really?
I want to love them. I'm mad I don't like them. I hate watermelon. I've tried to grill it. I put like Memphis all over it.
Watermelon? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
You didn't know this? Dude, grill some watermelon and put some Memphis barbecue on it. Swear to God, it'll change your life if you're like melon.
I'm not that big of a watermelon guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even like cantaloupe. I mean, yeah, grill all that.
I love cantaloupe and honeydew, though.
Yeah, put them on skewers and grill them, man, and put some Memphis barbecue on them. I swear, it'll be good.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Even on watermelon, like, yeah, I remember I was like, man, that's finally good. Then the Memphis went away, and I'm like, yeah, it sucks. I hate
it. The Memphis flavor disappeared, and we got stuck with the nasty.
I was like, this sucks ass.
So no melon. What about you, Damon? You have any no's?
I mean, I'm not like anchovies or nothing. I won't eat nothing like that. I mean,
yeah. Well, I
just trying to think off the top of my head, but.
I think everybody's got that one item though that they hate.
But like liver to me is like no, beef or pork, chicken. No liver for me.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm highlighting this one. Grilled peaches. That's a yes.
Yes.
That is a yes.
Oh, brown that's sugar, for sure. Yeah.
Brown sugar, cinnamon, maple syrup over after you grill them in the little
maple
pit.
Syrup, nice.
Yeah, maple syrup on that, and then do like a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it when that thing is still hot, and let that cream melt down into the peach. Oh, baby, sign me up.
Has anybody done smoked pazookies yet?
I don't know what pazookie is.
I don't even know what that is.
So that's what I don't remember. I don't even remember what we used to call them. I've been making them forever, but then that stupid restaurant BJ's opened up, and they started calling them pazookies. You take like it's almost like a cast iron, like fajita pan, like real shallow, or a skillet that's real shallow, and you just put cookie dough on it, and you bake it just to where like the very center is still a little gooey. Put a couple scoops of ice cream, and it's like a shareable dessert. Oh, it's money.
Okay. So
beef tallow, smoked beef tallow. Pazookie is something one of us needs to do, or someone out there. That's a freebie for everybody. I bet you that takes off. Of course, it might not now that I said so. So
isn't it crazy that his name like cookie in a cast iron pan, Pazookie? I
don't know where that. Yeah, we should just start. We should come up when we come up with stuff. We'll call it. This is the Punlaka. I just make up some stupid
I want to
word.
call it
Like,
the Dude Zuki. The Dude Zuki.
yeah. Everything's dude around here.
Okay.
At least in
That's
my
good.
world, yeah.
What do you got going? What are you working on, Damon?
Oh, I was pulling up Pazuki.
Oh, okay. We
So,
got one more video down here while Damon's nerding out on Pazookies.
no. I was actually gonna
Oh,
so everybody else could see it too.
oh yeah. Here, I'll add it to the stream.
Oh, go ahead. There we go.
Oh, you got it.
I was trying to
Okay.
name.
So a cast iron chocolate chip cookie with ice cream. Cool.
Yeah, that's
Let's
like a
do
killer.
it.
That's like a killer fun dessert for. I mean, you could do that so many ways with so many
Cast
cobbler
iron
or
is
whatever.
life, man. Cast iron is life.
Dude, you are not lying. Like
That's Cracker Barrel shit.
so I'm a huge sucker for thrift stores and secondhand stores, and I've been finding some fucking gems lately, dude. Like the local GWs around here, the Goodwills, they put like these packages and bags together of like kitchen utensils, dude. And I've been like, I don't know, I have a bad problem for buying like toys.
Goodwill is awesome.
But dude, the last time I've been into a couple, like I just got a cool ass 10-inch skillet, another one, and I can't not buy it. Like it's
you
a
can't.
good piece of cast iron just sitting there for freaking $10.
Heck yeah.
Especially like my big cast iron is a Wagnerware, which is an Ohio company back in the day that's no longer around, but that's like kind of the standard in the Midwest.
Oh, it's collectible. That's like Wagner Erie. There's
Yeah,
an
and that's
Erie
my other one.
yeah.
Is the Erie Griswold is my small one.
Yeah, Griswold. That's the company.
Griswold.
Yeah.
Well, Griswold, yeah, the little Erie. Griswold is the
Little Erie,
manufacturer.
yeah,
There was the Erie, which is standard, but I have the little Erie, which is the small one.
Yeah.
But you can
I've
still
got a
do
bunch of Lodge. I don't have any of like those collectible ones. I love Hey, for basic people, dude, just go buy yourself a Lodge. It's already seasoned, or Camp Chef makes good stuff. That's what my Dutch oven is.
If you can't afford one, let's walk through the basics real quick of how to season one up. And that is, if you have like a metal grinder wheel, just have someone that take a metal grinder wheel to the inside of it, just burn that thing out real quick.
Only if there's rust, if there's severe rust. If it's not rusty, you don't need to worry about this part.
Well, if it's also like really built up and grimy, like the one I got was over top of cast iron, and you didn't even, when my neighbor, rest in peace, the neighbor in my friend circle, by the way, gave them to me. It was her family's like ones that cooked on open fire for years.
Okay.
And she was like, I don't know what brand they are, but they cooked on these over the fire. So I literally had to it went through a 3-volt battery.
A lot of carbon buildup on them. Yeah. That's a little different.
And it was flammable. It was ultimately flammable.
Yes, absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
I ended up getting all of it off, but that's when I found out. I'm like, hey, I even went back to them. I'm like, hey, this is a Wagner. Are you sure you want to give this to me? Because I did the work. It's a Wagner. If I don't tell you it is, like, I'm not going to feel right owning this thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, I'm like, it's a Griswold. I'm like, it's not like, it's nice, but it's not the Wagner. But I was like, I have a Wagner, and you gave this to me. I want you to know you're giving me a family heirloom that's a Wagner. I'll take it, and I'll give it a good home, and I'll take care of it. But if you want it back, have to give it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're like, nope, it was going to rot in the basement. And I'm like, okay.
Definitely don't let it do that, please. Definitely don't let it do that.
But you know what? Like, and that's honestly like that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Yes, absolutely. If
you're not going to save it, give it to somebody else that will. Don't throw nothing away.
Yeah.
If it's
I've
really
passed
nice
pieces on before. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I found another Wagner and it was the same exact one, I wouldn't keep it. I mean, it'd be nice, but I'd probably find someone else locally here that like needs one or like wants one or wants to learn on one, and I'd be like, yeah, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a big pass it forward guy. I'm a big karma builder. Pass it forward.
Pay it forward. Right. Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Big time. Like in this world, we
do
need
good things. Be good. Good things happen.
Be
That's
good,
right.
dude. Where good things happen. Like that needs to be the shirt, really. Ultimately,
Yeah, that's the yeah.
I think that needs to be like the ultimate. I think I'll need to make that the ultimate slogan.
And then on the back, real and relatable.
Hell yeah.
Just an idea. Well, Damon, what you got? Any final thoughts for the big man here?
I was gonna say, what's next? You got anything coming?
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
really big opportunity for me. I'm real excited about this. I'll be on the Reflog show. My buddy Chris, Reflog McNeil. He's got about 500,000 on Twitter, but he started his own show. It's sponsored by like a Bat Blue Light and all them. It's a big Cleveland sports talk show. I'm going up tomorrow, and I'm going to be cooking a bunch of tailgate food for him. Today, that was my day of just kind of preparing, and it's all very affordable cooks. And the theme of my cook tomorrow is I'm taking my Ninja wood fire and a portable hot plate with 2 burners on it, and I want to cook a feast for 25 people. And I have a pork butt cooked beforehand, so it's basically going to be like, take this amount of food with you to a tailgate. You can feed 25 people, and all you need is a portable grill and a portable hot plate.
Yeah.
So that's my plan for tomorrow. Real excited about that. Great guys, great girls, dudes, dudettes, and both. I don't want to say guys, but I meant, as it goes, dudes and dudettes in that guys statement. But as far as that, I'm gonna do more shopping videos here. I feel like I got away from it. I didn't want to beat a dead horse. But I think, like you guys said when we were talking about, I think the fusing old recipes with new traditions and bridge that gap a little bit to make old school food cool again, but still affordable. I think that's a fun thing I want to do next.
Yeah, I think you should. I don't think that you're beating a dead horse. I think that you, like you're talking about, just start letting that branch out. Don't force nothing. Nothing's forced here on the Dude Network. We're au natural here. But you want to go that direction. You want to do it. That will lead you. Open up some of those old cookbooks with this idea, man.
And I want to film. I want to capture some recipes with my mom. I want to capture some recipes with Alyssa's grandma. These are memories and stuff like that I'll keep forever. And just the video I have with Alyssa's mom and the hillbilly hot dogs. The fact that video got like 500,000 views, and I did it with her mom. Like, we have that memory. Yeah. And that was like really cool. So now I want to do it with my mom, do some recipes like of her childhood upbringing, which are going to be very primitive, and stuff with her grandma, Alyssa's grandma. That was also another big cook. I want to incorporate more other people and their styles of cooks into it and features, and then be a part of it, and then like review the food. And I want to keep supporting more small businesses, do more features, more stuff like that too, of like restaurants.
Amen.
Like I enjoy that too, but I'm very pro small business. So anything we can do to push a small business, I'm all for.
Lots of partners here on the Dude Network.
That's right.
Lots of partners.
It's a revolving door, unfortunately.
Right,
I mean, I don't feel anybody's ever like lost their place. Like, I feel like anytime I do a video for a small business, it's there.
Yep, forever.
Anytime when you go viral, people go through and look through. There's always a couple people that go through every video you've ever made.
Yep.
And those videos are still getting views and getting likes and interactions, and they're still seeing the brands, the content. So, like, anytime we get a small business that's on the feed, like, it's good. We're getting them residual views, all in all. Like BT Lee over here, like, he's one. We've done some cooks with his stuff, and like when anything goes viral, like, people can see his stuff. Like, it's great. It's a win-win.
For sure.
Well, we're at about an hour and 20, almost. We usually try and keep it around this time, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the Prince of Poors, Mr. Dude Network himself, Tony Lane.
Thank you, fellas. Absolutely. What a blessing and honor to be a part of the prestigious AFS crew. Honestly, thank you guys so much for asking me, though. I had some doubts about it. Like, as you guys know, I'm not good in these situations of being the guy. I like to be asking the guy, not be the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But Damon, John Z, on a separate note, you guys have been an absolute blessing in my life and a blessing to add to part of the Dude Network. And thankful to have you guys along for this crazy ride. I mean, we've all been together since these crazy shopping videos and the Prince of Force thing took off. And I'm so thankful that you guys have been there with me to enjoy the ride of what it was like before when I was struggling to get something to where we finally got that something. And I'm glad that you guys are with me so I can say it's a we, not a me thing, because, you know, your guys' support and backing up and always being there has helped me keep pushing forward. And like on a day when I was like, I don't want to film today, like, nah, like there's something telling me to keep going. And maybe it's one of the things it was you guys, you know, like, so thank you guys as well.
Yeah, man.
There
Always.
it was. He had to give a compliment. It was too much on Tony. He had to push it up. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking around on another Sunday night. Don't forget, this Friday, Dudes After Dark, we got funny man Heath Allen. He's going to come skeet all over the Dude Network.
Until sweat drops down my balls. Skeet.
Yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good one. Next week, not sure what we're lining up for Sunday, so stick around for the surprise. We always can't tell Tony, too. He doesn't like to know.
Yeah, he don't like to know.
No.
Anyway, folks, everybody have a good weekend. Thanks for sticking around. Like, share, follow. Don't forget to bring a friend. Send this to someone you love. Send it to someone you hate. Doesn't matter. We want it all.
That's right.
We'll see you next week.